The book of Exodus is a cornerstone of faith. It's a book found in the Bible. It is the second book. It tells a powerful story. This story is about the Israelites. They were enslaved in Egypt, but they found freedom. Their journey is an inspiration. It speaks to the human spirit's desire for liberation. For centuries, people have found hope in Exodus. They see their own struggles reflected in it. This book is a testament to faith. It shows the power of belief. God's presence is evident throughout the story. Exodus is more than just a historical account. It's a timeless narrative. This narrative is about faith, perseverance, and divine intervention. It's a story that resonates deeply. It does so with people of different backgrounds. This is because of its universal themes. These themes are of oppression, redemption, and the pursuit of freedom. The book of Exodus is rich in themes. One central theme is liberation. The Israelites' journey from slavery to freedom is paramount. Another key theme is covenant. God renews it with Moses and the Israelites. The giving of the Ten Commandments is pivotal. These themes shape the Israelites' identity. They remind us of God's power and faithfulness. The book of Exodus continues to resonate today. Time passed, and the Israelites flourished in Egypt. A new pharaoh rose to power. This pharaoh did not recognize the contributions of the Israelites. He saw their growing numbers as a threat. The Egyptians began to look upon the Israelites with disdain. Pharaoh decided to subjugate the Israelites, forcing them to build his cities. The chains of oppression began to bind the Israelites, yet their faith in God remained a source of hope in the face of despair. Pharaoh's heart grew colder, his fear morphing into a chilling resolve. He feared not just the Israelites' numbers, but also their potential to rise against him. A terrifying decree echoed through the land of Egypt, a decree that sent shivers down the spines of every Israelite parent. He ordered that all newborn Hebrew boys be cast into the Nile River, drowned at birth. Despair gripped the hearts of the Israelites. The cries of mothers echoed through their homes, their tears a testament to the cruelty inflicted upon them. How could they stand by and watch their sons perish? How could they endure such a horrific violation of life's sanctity? Amidst the darkness, acts of defiance flickered. Midwives, tasked with enforcing the Pharaoh's decree, bravely defied his orders. They listened to their consciences, choosing compassion over cruelty. They risked their own lives to save the innocent, their bravery a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. Yet Pharaoh's reign of terror continued. The Nile, once a source of life and sustenance, became a symbol of death and despair. The cries of the innocents were swallowed by the river's flow, a haunting reminder of the brutality that had gripped the land. In the midst of this darkness, a glimmer of hope emerged from the tribe of Levi. A woman named Jochebed gave birth to a son. Jochebed hid her baby boy for 3 long months. Pharaoh's soldiers were relentless. With a heavy heart, Jochebed wove a basket from reeds. She gently placed her baby inside and set the basket adrift. Pharaoh's daughter spotted the basket among the reeds. Years passed, and the baby in the basket, named Moses by Pharaoh's daughter, grew into a man. Raised in luxury, Moses lived a life of privilege, yet he could not escape the truth of his Hebrew heritage. Fleeing after defending a Hebrew slave, Moses found himself in Midian. While tending his flock, Moses saw a bush aflame yet unburnt.
As Moses drew closer, a voice boomed from the bush. God chose Moses to lead the Israelites out of slavery.
Moses hesitated, doubting his worthiness, but God reassured him, promising to be with him every step of the way. Armed with God's promise, Moses returned to Egypt, the land of his birth, now a symbol of his people's oppression. They stood before Pharaoh and delivered God's message, "Let my people go."
Pharaoh scoffed at their request. Who was this God that he should bow before him? He would not be swayed, setting the stage for a clash of wills.
The Israelites, their hopes rekindled, watched with bated breath. Could this shepherd truly be their deliverer? Section 3, the 10 plagues, a display of divine power. God, in his righteous anger, unleashed a series of plagues upon Egypt, each one a testament to his power, a demonstration of his sovereignty over creation. The Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, turned to blood, its waters teeming with death. Frogs, a symbol of fertility, swarmed the land, their croaking a chorus of chaos. Gnats and flies, harbingers of disease and discomfort, infested every corner of Egypt, driving the Egyptians to the brink of despair. Livestock, the backbone of Egypt's economy, perished, their bodies rotting in the fields. Boils, painful and disfiguring, erupted on the skin of the Egyptians, a visible manifestation of God's judgment. Hailstorms, relentless and destructive, ravaged the land, destroying crops and shattering homes. Locusts, a ravenous plague, descended upon Egypt, devouring everything in their path, leaving behind a barren wasteland. Darkness, thick and suffocating, enveloped the land, a tangible symbol of the spiritual darkness that had gripped Pharaoh's heart. With each plague, Pharaoh's advisors urged him to relent, to acknowledge the power of Yahweh, and to let the Israelites go. But Pharaoh, his heart hardened by pride and stubbornness, refused to yield. He clung to his power, his defiance fueled by a refusal to submit to any authority higher than his own. A night of fear, a dawn of hope. The angel of death passed through Egypt, sparing only those marked with the blood of a lamb. Cries of mourning echoed as Pharaoh faced the consequences. Urgency gripped the Israelites. They had to flee. Guided by Moses, they embarked on a perilous journey. They carried hope and faith in their deliverance. Trusting in Moses and God, they stepped into the unknown. The sea splits a path through the waters. The Israelites journeyed guided by the pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night. Their spirits dwindled facing the harsh wilderness. News reached Pharaoh that the Israelites had fled, and his heart burned with fury. He gathered his chariots and soldiers and set out in pursuit. The Israelites, trapped between the Egyptian army and the Red Sea, cried out in despair. Moses turned to God for guidance, and God provided a path through the impossible. The waters parted, revealing a dry path through the sea. The Israelites stepped onto the dry seabed, a testament to God's power. Section 3, the Song of the Sea, a triumphant chorus. The Israelites, their numbers vast, made their way through the parted waters of the Red Sea. The walls of water towered above them, a testament to the power of God. The Egyptian army charged into the seabed, their pursuit relentless.
As the last of the Israelites reached the opposite shore, I, at God's command, lowered my staff.
The walls of water crashed down upon the Egyptians, their chariots swallowed by the waves. The Israelites, witnessing the destruction of their enemies, sang a song of praise, a triumphant chorus of thanksgiving. This song, the Song of the Sea, would forever be etched in their hearts, a testament to the power of faith and the love of God. Section 1, a taste of freedom, a test of faith. The Red Sea, now calm, shimmered under the desert sun. The Israelites stood on the shores of freedom, gazing upon a vast wilderness. The journey ahead, they realized, would be fraught with challenges.
The harsh realities of our new life began to wear down our spirits.
Murmurs of discontent rippled through the camp, questioning Moses' leadership and God's promise. Moses, caught between complaints and God's plan, felt the weight of his responsibility. Section 2, manna from heaven, water from stone. God heard the Israelites' cries for sustenance. As the morning sun rose, small white flakes appeared on the ground. Manna, they called it, this bread from heaven, sustaining them on their journey.
But their thirst remained unquenched.
Moses struck a rock with his staff, and water gushed forth, reviving the Israelites. They marveled at God's provision, their faith renewed by this tangible evidence of his care. The Israelites, their spirits lifted by God's provision, continued their journey.
They arrived at Rephidim, a place of relative abundance.
But their respite was short-lived as the Amalekites descended upon them.
The Israelites, caught off guard, faced a formidable enemy.
Moses climbed a hill, his staff held high. As long as Moses held his staff aloft, the Israelites prevailed. But as Moses' arms grew weary, the Amalekites gained the upper hand. The Israelites arrived at the foot of Mount Sinai.
A hush fell over the camp as they gazed upward.
They were to purify themselves, washing their clothes and abstaining from any act that might displease the Almighty. On the morning of the third day, the earth shook and a trumpet blast echoed through the valleys.
Smoke billowed from the summit, swirling upwards.
Fear gripped the hearts of the Israelites. They huddled together, their previous cries of complaint replaced by a profound silence. They had witnessed God's power before, but this display of divine might shook them to their core. Amidst the thunder and lightning, Moses ascended the mountain.
And then amidst the fire and smoke, God spoke.
He spoke of their covenant, their special relationship with him.
God delivered his law, 10 fundamental principles etched in stone.
These commandments covered the most essential aspects of human life.
Moses, his heart heavy with the weight of these words, descended the mountain. The 2 tablets of stone inscribed with God's own hand were a tangible reminder of the covenant.
Moses stood before the Israelites, the tablets of the law held high. He read aloud the 10 commandments. Moses S1, "You shall have no other gods before me." The Israelites listened, their hearts stirred by a mix of awe and responsibility. Moses S1, "Honor your father and your mother." Moses built an altar at the foot of the mountain, sacrificing oxen. The Israelites entered into a covenant with God, a covenant that would shape their destiny. The echoes of thunder faded and the smoke dissipated. The Israelites stood at a crossroads, pledging their allegiance to God.
God revealed his plan for the tabernacle, a portable sanctuary.
This tabernacle would be a tent, a structure of acacia wood and precious metals.
It would be a sacred space, a place where heaven and earth met.
The Israelites listened intently as Moses relayed God's instructions. The tabernacle would be a visible reminder of God's constant presence. God's instructions for the tabernacle were meticulous. Every element held deep symbolic meaning. The tabernacle was to be a rectangular structure, its framework crafted from acacia wood overlaid with gold. It was to be divided into 2 chambers, the holy place and the most holy place. The holy place would house the golden altar of incense, the table for the bread of the presence, and the 7-branched golden lampstand. The most holy place would house the Ark of the Covenant. The tabernacle served as a powerful visual reminder of God's presence amidst his people. Section 3. Chosen craftsmen, Bezalel and Oholiab. The tabernacle's construction required skilled craftsmen, touched by God's Spirit. God chose Bezalel from Judah and Oholiab from Dan to oversee the work. They were filled with the Spirit of God, endowed with wisdom and knowledge, skilled in gold, silver, bronze, and precious stones. They translated God's instructions. The Israelites, moved by faith, donated generously for the tabernacle. They brought fabrics and animal skins, transforming the mundane into the sacred. Section 1. A crisis of faith, the golden calf. High atop Mount Sinai, Moses communed with God, receiving the divine blueprint for the tabernacle and the laws that would govern the Israelites' lives. Below, in the shadow of the mountain, a crisis of faith was brewing. The Israelites, accustomed to the tangible gods of Egypt, grew impatient, their faith wavering in the absence of their leader.
"Make us gods, gods who will go before us."
Aaron, yielding to their demands, instructed them to bring him their gold earrings. He melted the gold, fashioning it into the shape of a calf, a potent symbol of strength and fertility. The Israelites embraced a tangible idol, a creation of their own hands. Section 2. Moses' intercession averting divine wrath. On the mountaintop, Moses received the 2 tablets of stone inscribed with the 10 commandments. As Moses descended, the sounds of revelry reached his ears. Anger surged through Moses. They had turned away, embracing a golden calf.
Angrily, "What is this betrayal?"
Moses flung the tablets to the ground, shattering them. Moses, torn between loyalty to God and compassion for his people, refused to abandon them.
Moses stood before God, pleading for mercy, reminding him of his promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. "Turn from your anger," Moses implored, "and relent from this disaster."
God, moved by Moses' faithfulness, relented from his plan to destroy the Israelites. God instructed Moses to hew 2 new tablets of stone, renewing his covenant with the Israelites. Moses descended the mountain with the new tablets, a reminder of God's forgiveness and the restored covenant. Under a sky awash with the vibrant hues of the setting sun, the Israelites gathered around the completed tabernacle, their faces a mixture of awe and humility. What had begun as a divine blueprint now stood before them, a testament to their faith and obedience. The tabernacle, with its shimmering gold and richly dyed fabrics, stood in stark contrast to the surrounding desert.
As Moses performed the rituals, a luminous cloud descended upon the tabernacle, enveloping it in divine glory.
The Israelites recognized this as the Shekinah glory, the visible manifestation of God's presence. They had transitioned from former slaves into a people, united by their faith and commitment to the covenant. The book of Exodus, with its epic narrative, stands as a cornerstone of faith, a testament to liberation, covenant, and law. It is a story of oppression and redemption, of the struggle to break free from the chains of slavery. The Israelites' journey from Egypt to Mount Sinai is a powerful metaphor for our own yearning for freedom. At the heart of the Exodus narrative lies the concept of covenant, a binding agreement between God and his chosen people. The giving of the Ten Commandments at Mount Sinai stands as a pivotal moment in human history. The book of Exodus transcends time and place, resonating with people across cultures and generations. Its message of liberation inspires those who struggle against oppression, yearning for freedom from injustice and poverty. The concept of covenant echoes in our relationships, our commitments to family and community. The Ten Commandments shape our understanding of right and wrong, creating a society where all can flourish. Even in the darkest times, there is always hope. God hears the cries of the oppressed and works to bring liberation and new life. The legacy of Exodus is woven into human history, echoed in countless stories of courage and resilience. We are a people of the Exodus, journeying towards a promised land, a world where justice, mercy, and love prevail.